All right. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good.
Great.
And gents, good morning.
All right.
Yeah.
And gentlemen, yes, I was going to get to him, but I mean,
Leave me out.
introduction. I'm going to leave you out. Believe me, you're the most important person at the table right now.
It's not serious.
Welcome to Through the Nets, episode 7, Prep School and Beyond, with our special guest, Jermaine Jackson. Just for introductions, I'm Lakita Gantz, our son Robert Davis Jr. at University of Detroit Jesuit.
Sonia Waters Thomas, Xavier Thomas, and Tyler Thomas.
Hey Bush, and I have to see crew. Too many names.
Yeah, too many.
Hey Bush with my kids. Terry, Jamal Salam, Jamal Trice at New Orleans.
And we are without Lauren, Heather,
They're watching.
Sunshine.
Sunshine,
Tiff.
And
Tiff. Tiff's on the way though.
Yeah.
Tiff's on the way.
And Bopper.
And Bopper.
Bopper.
Yes.
Bopper is training softball players this morning. Go ahead, Bop. Get
Yes,
them
get
girls
it in.
ready. All right. So, JJ, just so you know, we hit the bell whenever something important or a very good point is made. So hopefully your bell is popping off today. I'm sure it will be with all your good
I'm
knowledge.
in trouble.
Just a little bit of feedback on today's show. The last 2 weeks we did reclassification. I think that it was a very hot topic for everyone, and I think today's topic, going into prep school and beyond, is awesome because it's the next step after students graduate from high school,
Right.
and or before. So it's some knowledge that we need to know, and so we'll just get started with you. If you can, first of all, JJ, give us some background about where you from, who you are. I know, we know,
Right.
but our listeners may need to be reminded of your greatness.
Well, actually, from the east side of Detroit. Went
East
to,
side.
there you go. Hit it 5 more times. Attended Finney High School.
Or scoot up. You can probably scoot up a little bit. Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Attended Finney High School. Played basketball there for 2 years. Actually played football for 3 years. And then I attended University of Detroit. Went there for 4 years and graduated. Communication and business degree. And I also went to the NBA and played overseas. So all in all, I played professional ball for 16 years.
Nice. Hey, that's a bell right
Yeah.
there. So what are you currently doing? Let's go into what you're currently doing so that we can get our audience to understand, the topic.
I coach high school and post-grad basketball at Spire Academy in Ohio, Geneva, Ohio.
What's the difference?
The difference is basically there's not too many rules, and you can play over 35 to 40 games and travel to play against the best players in their city and states. And sometimes you can go overseas and play against teams, and you got more time to be in the gym. You ain't got to wait for the volleyball team to get done and the girls team to get done.
Right.
If it's raining in high school, if it's raining outside, the baseball team had to come in and get to the gym. We don't have to worry about anything like that. So some of our kids take classes online so they can be in the gym 3 times a day.
Nice.
Is there an age limit?
Well, no, you can go from high school, from 8th grade to a year past high school.
Okay.
So post-grad, high school is meaning they haven't graduated from high school yet.
Right.
So there are players who come before they even get out of high school.
Yeah.
And then post-grad are players who have graduated from high school but aren't ready to go to college.
Right, or you can mix your team up. Some high school kids can play post-grad.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, because it's a tougher competition.
Gotcha. All right, and you guys have how many teams?
2, high school
Well,
and post-grad.
what school are you at? Please tell us.
Spire Academy.
Spire Academy in Geneva, Ohio.
Yeah.
How long has Spire been around?
I couldn't even lie to you. I don't know. I think they've been around for like 15 to 16 years, something like that.
I didn't hear of it until you got there.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Honestly,
did you build the school? Because I never heard of it.
Yeah,
So,
I haven't either, but.
So how did that even come about?
Yeah.
Well, a friend knew a friend, an agent knew an agent, and, those situations occurred. Then I came down to the school and I came down to the facilities. And I
Okay.
looked at it and I'm like, wow, this is a platform that can be great for a lot of kids, to kickstart their career. Because, high school like PSL and things like that, and not to knock it, it doesn't compare.
Okay.
It doesn't compare because, I'll tell you a quick story about a kid that came from a PSL team. That came to our team late and seeing us traveling and things like that. And the first 2 games, he was scared.
Okay.
He was honestly scared. And I called his name and said, yo, come on. And he didn't get up. And I'm like, yo, let's go. So I'm like, all right, hell with it. So when I got another player like, let's go. So after the game, I'm like, yo, what's wrong? He's like, coach, I ain't never seen nothing like this.
Right.
And I'm like, you ain't never seen nothing like this. He's like, no, I only seen a crowd like this when we played the PSL championship.
Right.
Wow.
And this is like every single game that it was
Wow.
like, oh, we playing them, oh, we playing them. So every team we play against got at least 1 or 2 players that's in the top 100 or top 150 that don't nobody know about, and they'll come out there and destroy you if you ain't ready.
Right. I know that's right. Be sure. You got any questions?
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry. What about the academic portion of it? I know from a skill level, from an athletic standpoint, share the, I guess, the aspects of, from an academic standpoint.
Well, you'll have, for example, you'll have some kids coming in with bad grades.
Mhm.
And we have like, outside of the school, we also have tutors. So for a normal day for our kids online go to school at 8 o'clock.
Mhm.
And they'll be done basically like 12. And then it's basketball from that point on.
Right.
And some of our kids that's not online, they'll go to school at like 7:30 and they'll get out probably at 1. And then it'll be, once they get out at 1 and come over to our facility, we have something set up for them to study again. So when they get out of school, they'll come and it'll be like an hour and a half before they can go in the weight room or in the gym to finish their work that they previously was doing at school or before, because they miss a lot of days of school just from traveling.
Okay.
Nice.
Sorry, babe, go ahead.
I got a question. All right. I got a question. So I, of course, since you've been there, I've, and I'm just a connoisseur for always trying to figure out what's going on, what's good, what's not good, or just having knowledge of it, just in case I have the opportunity to do it. So I was watching one of the videos with, there were 3 of the guys from Detroit that have come to you from one school, the same school. They were teammates here, and they came to play for you. And they were talking about how basically they can do basketball all day. And they can go to school, but they get a chance to practice what they're trying to do for the rest of their life, which is play basketball. And so in that sense, and I'm thinking, well, is that something that we want our kids to do all day, every day, right? Based on, I guess, wanting our kids to go to the NBA, or is that their ultimate dream? Is that their goal for you? Like, what's the goal for kids being able to do this all day when you look at it from your point of view?
Well, first of all, you're not going to prep school to be a dentist.
Amen. Okay.
You know,
I got you.
Let's just be honest about it. You
Okay.
going there to hoop. You
Got
going
you.
there to take care of your family, your community, whatever it may be.
Right.
And he's right. Like I said, the kids online, the kid can come in the morning, work out, eat breakfast, go to class for 2 hours, go back to the gym, then go back to the teacher after that, and then go back to the gym. So I mean, let's just be real. Like, one of my biggest things that helped me become successful is I fell in love with my alarm clock.
Amen.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
Right.
I didn't keep pushing snooze and snooze and snooze.
Right.
See, in this situation at the school, you can't push snooze because you got 10 or 11 kids and all of them can go. So now once you
Accountability
push
is
snooze,
everything.
absolutely. So now once you push snooze, you sitting with the biggest motivator out of bench.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Figure that
So
out.
that's the thing. So
I like
all
that.
those guys rushing to get to the gym. Coach, let's get some more shots up. Coach, let's do this, let's do that. Because now everywhere we go, it's cameras everywhere.
Right.
Everywhere. So everybody want to know when my highlight is coming up next. When my highlight is coming up next. But see, you ain't putting that work in like that for your highlight to come up.
Right.
You know, and that's one of the things. But like I say, you travel so much to this gym and that gym, and next thing you know, you hear 8,000 people saying you overrated. You hear 8,000 people saying,
It's like
"Who
the
are
crowd
you?"
is cruel.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I
it's
can
real
already
brutal.
imagine.
Yeah, it's real brutal. So it's one of those situations to where you get a lot of kids saying, "Oh, I'm going to prep school." It ain't easy as you think.
Right.
Right. I agree.
I have a question, kind of a comment. You're talking about prep school and who comes, and that it's tuition based, and that the children want to go. So if they have this cash to come and pay for tuition, what kind of kid is the kid you say prep school isn't for you?
Say that again.
It's tuition based, which means someone can pay and come, but some kids just shouldn't be there. What type of kid is a kid that just shouldn't be there? Because all of them think I want to play and I'm gonna play and I'm gonna work. But what kind of kids you gonna be like? No, you probably should stay where you are and do
Well,
what
I'll
you're
be
doing.
honest with you, like with me, I always take a challenge. I'll take any kid.
Right.
You
Okay.
know, because one of my things is make the unknown become known.
Right.
Wow.
Hey, I got
You
you.
know,
I think that's a bit.
Yes, that's a
and
bill.
the thing about it, like we have a kid on our team now, you know, and it's funny because he'll say, "Coach, I'm going D1. Coach, I'm going D1," and he is going. And he doesn't play, but he is going D1 academically.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's going to the Division I school academically because like that's his biggest.
Thing.
That's his biggest goal.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's his biggest goal. So his greatest admiration of Penn is I'm around all these guys. I'm playing whenever. I mean, his practice is his games.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So now
Right.
when he get into the game, I mean, honestly, you have the crowd like, and we on the road going
Right.
crazy about this kid.
Mhm.
You know, he's a kid from Dubai, and they go crazy about him. And
Right.
he get in and he hit a shot and
And it's over, like,
And it's over,
that's,
yeah.
that's
It's all
coaching though,
celebration.
like,
Yeah.
when the
Yeah.
kid doesn't have the talent of the one, that 15th kid or that 13th, and they don't have it, and when they get in the game, everybody's
root for 'em.
excited for
Yeah,
them.
yeah,
You know,
everybody's cheering for him. 'Cause,
that's
I mean,
awesome.
he works on his game and he tries to mimic everything I do with the guys, and he can't, but he tries so hard.
Right.
To where the guys be like, "Coach, put him in."
Yes,
Right.
yes, that's what I'm about.
Yeah.
Let him show you what he got today.
Yeah.
Coach.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's dope.
Tell us about your mentality coming from Detroit when it comes to all the things that you have accomplished. And I'm saying that because it takes a heck of a man to leave here where we know all, like we're so deep in our culture of basketball here
Right.
to say, I'm gonna walk away from my city and I'm gonna go to another city and I'm gonna use all my resources of my city to make me successful where I'm at now.
It is crazy because I said that before the Jay Road, like, "Where you going?" You know, seriously, like, "Where you going?" He said, "Jay, you gotta go." And I just be like, "Nah, you gotta go." You know what I mean? And once that occurred, and it's crazy, but you got more love from people you don't know
Right.
than
Yeah.
people you do know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'll be honest with you, and on my way here, I was thinking, I said, damn, it's a lot of people that I shared my dream conversations with
Mhm.
that's not around me no more.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Because once you get to going and they feel like you're leaving them, they try to pull you back.
Right,
Absolutely.
right.
They try to pull you back. No, man, you can't do this. No, man, you can't do this.
So
You know, and the biggest, I call it the biggest hot chart right now is Facebook, because you got a lot of dudes that hide behind Facebook. Oh, I think he's this, or I think this person is that, and they've never been a voice of reason in nobody's community.
Right.
That's right.
Okay.
Dang.
You know what I mean? They've never been a voice of reason in nobody's community. They never going in gyms, being in there with multiple kids. Not just one kid who you think, oh, I can get this deal off of him.
Amen.
Right.
Amen.
Multiple
Oh, Lord,
kids.
Right.
preach.
You know what I mean? And they don't do it. They want that one kid to say, look who I got.
Uh-huh.
We
That
good.
one is my product.
Yeah.
Right.
And what about the rest of the 13? Mr.
Right.
President?
And now you
And that's-
put-
You had access to.
So with saying that, a couple weeks ago, we were talking about, daddy coaches. I know you coach your son. We have, oh God, really bad experiences with daddy coaches. How do you separate the two? How do you be a dad as well as a coach?
I want
when
all coaches to listen right now.
Yes, please.
To all the children, because you are that role model. They look up to you, and you have to be dad and coach.
And that's true, but I look at it as being dad for all of them.
Yeah.
Right,
And
yes.
the bad thing with me is, I coach my son. Like, I retired from playing to coach my son because I knew guys couldn't give him what I can give him.
Mhm.
And I mean, we had multiple fights. I mean, we went home
Mhm.
without having conversations, right?
Exactly.
Not talking.
Yeah,
And
that's
his mama,
tough.
what's wrong? Well, hell with him. He don't want to do this, do that.
Right.
Because my thing is, you told me this is what you want to do.
Amen.
Now, if you want to play the violin, go play the violin,
Right.
and I'm gonna be on that teacher to make sure you
Yes.
be the best violin player you can be.
Yes,
You
yes.
see what I'm saying? But a lot of, I mean, you get a lot of parents, they try to live their dreams through their
Good
kids.
kids.
You know what I mean? And then, you gotta do this, you gotta, okay, well, you can be on them like that if you're in the gym with them 6-7 hours a day.
Right.
If you're running miles with them,
That.
Right.
if you really put it in with them.
In
Don't
the
give
weight
your
room
kid,
with 'em.
yeah,
Hey.
don't give your kid to a science coach he's a science teacher, but he coached. Don't give your kid to him, now you want to cuss that guy out.
Exactly.
Exactly.
You knew that guy couldn't coach anyway.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? But a lot of guys don't want to sacrifice and go the extra mile for their kid.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I say, I gave up, which I thought I had 2 more years in the tank. I gave it up and said, you know what? It's about you now. Let's roll.
So, and we had that conversation on the phone a couple of days ago when it comes to just myself making a certain decision
Yeah.
for my son. Because at the end of the day, we have kids and our job is to sacrifice.
Amen, yes.
And that's what we have to do,
You know?
fight regularly.
Yeah.
So, with youth, well, no, I'm gonna say us first. Moms. All of us are moms with sons. It's hard being that mom, especially because most of our boys are rotten. I mean, it is what it is. What advice do you give moms? Because it's really hard to sit back and watch your son, whatever it may be. Sometimes they don't.
Know who you put in your kid. I mean, yeah. I mean, when you bring your kid to a program, I say do your homework on that person, not the program. Because the program won't be there. Do your homework on that person. You know what I mean? Because a person can have a resume good as gold, but can he really communicate with this kid? Can he get what he need to get out of this kid? You know, and the thing about it is, and you always got to understand too, a lot of people give you conversations about a person. Oh, he ain't this, he ain't that. You take heed with that, but at the end of the day, like with me, I'm going in the gym to see this coach. I'm going to see, hey coach, where your layout at?
Right.
You know, because a lot of coaches don't have plans. The only plans that they'll have on there is that $1,500 fee.
Right.
You know, that $425 that you got to pay for. You know, to go to Ohio.
Right.
Yeah, put back in shoes, whatever. So,
Exactly.
you know, and one thing about me, like, as being a coach, I invite all the parents to practice. Because it makes my job easier. Now you know why your kid not playing.
Hey.
Right.
Because you watch him every day.
Right.
You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I think there's motivational coaches that's just a motivated kid for 20, 30 minutes. And now you don't hear from that kid, don't hear from that coach again until practice starts.
Right.
Like, I give all my kids my phone. Every kid I deal with got my phone number.
Consistency is everything.
Yeah, and I try my best to, you know, talk to them, whatever, off the court. I try to talk to my kids more off the court than on the court.
You're
Because,
building that relationship.
yeah.
And that's
You have to have it.
That's a great,
Yeah.
what you're saying, because I was talking to somebody the other day, and this is, for me, like, one of the things I witnessed as a student athlete, people I saw, you know, be student athletes, the head coach always seems to put himself in a box, right, where he coaches, but like you said, on the other side,
And
the
disappear.
relationship is not always there to the max, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes I know it's probably to separate the authority to know this is I think it's a business thing personally,
Yeah.
but going back to coaches should have the relationship off the court, and most importantly, like that's just something big. And why do college coaches or coaches in the NBA, because I know they do it too, why do they feel they can't do both?
Well, the thing is, I think, like, more often NBA coaches do than college coaches.
Okay.
Yeah, NBA coaches have relationships with the players. They do. I mean, they'll go hang out with them.
They develop it early on.
They'll have a beer with them. And
Right.
They'll come to their house and laugh and joke with them. Like, for example, one day Magic Johnson told me he was going on vacation when he was with the Lakers. And that's when Pat Riley was the coach and things like that. Pat Riley don't go on vacations. You know, so all of a sudden he told his wife, hey, baby, think we're gonna go on vacation. She was like, what? You gonna do what? So next thing you know, he ended up, his room was right next to Magic Johnson's room.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But when you really look at it, they didn't just have a coach-player relationship.
Right.
Right.
They had like a brother-brother relationship to where that's why they dominated the 80s. It was about their relationship.
Right.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean? And I tell you, one of the things, like, when Kevin Durant was at OKC, I said, man, y'all didn't win it. Y'all didn't win that. Y'all didn't go to the finals or win it because of y'all played. My experience of it was, I think y'all lost because y'all didn't have veteran leadership on the bench. You know, when you have that veteran leadership on the bench of the NBA, he can grab that young all-star and say, hey, man, no, you don't do that like that.
Right.
You got to go by this and do it. But when you got those young guys on the bench, they rolling with you because they want to get whipped with you.
Right.
They want to go do this, do that.
Right.
So like, yeah, you right. No, you right. You know what I mean? And that's why, not jumping the gun, but that's why I think our program at Spire right now is so successful because there's no hot Cheetos around. What I mean by that is your handler saying you better than him.
Right,
Right.
right.
And you need to shoot more. You know?
Right.
So now all those kids got a chance to love each other for who they are.
Right.
And not listening to this person,
Right.
that person, whatever it may be. You know?
Trusting their teammates.
Yeah, because like one guy asked me, he said, you think if you had this team in Detroit, would you be successful? I said, hell no.
Yeah, environment is everything. Yes, environment and culture.
And I'm gonna say back to culture because I've watched you, and I first of all, let me just say I've been watching you since you were in high school. I was only probably 9th, 10th grade. I saw him play at Finney. He was a junior,
Right.
and I was like, oh my God, whoever that is, Mama, he tough. He tough as hell. And since then, you know, I've been a big fan of just the passion that you play with, the passion that you bring out in everything. And I noticed the change and the difference in the culture when you took over as the interim coach at UAD. The culture that I saw with those guys in terms of their faces, just the smiles. How do you connect so well with student athletes?
Well, I mean, I ain't gonna say, in my version of it, I'm gonna say athlete students because that's what I was.
I
You know,
appreciate
it.
I wasn't a student
That's
athlete.
the honesty and what it is. And it is.
I
It
like
is
it.
athlete student.
I like it. I like
Yeah,
it.
because, I mean, and I mean, just saying for the people that's watching, however it may be, I don't mean to offend nobody, but I think school is a waste of time at certain points.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I mean, when I just go back to it like, damn, I was in high school, yeah, we had fun, we skipped class, we did all type of things, you know what I mean? Yeah. And you know, you get in college, you know, your coach, because Perry Watson was he was on us. It wasn't no missing class or anything like that. But like to my age right now, and I'm like, I ain't learned nothing in college. You know what I mean? I didn't learn nothing. What I learned was how to be on time because coaches don't have me running the same team.
Time
Right.
management.
Yeah.
You know
different.
what I mean? That's what I learned. It wasn't like I was learning marketing or this or that. It wasn't. I mean, I learned all that on that court. And off the court, how to become a leader and things like that. So
Yeah.
it was just one of those spirituality situations to where I want to hoop. You know what I mean? So when I kick it with our kids, sometimes we don't even talk basketball because that's not the problem.
Right.
The problem is they
everything
got
else.
single parents at home and they like, shit, coach, I don't know what to do. So now they here and I'm here, but I don't use this coaching title. You know what I mean? I use my humble title to where I'm coming down to meet him where he at.
Exactly.
Now I'm
He's
finna
where
figure
they at.
his world out.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
finna figure his
And-
world out because
Figure his world out.
Yeah.
Man.
yeah.
That's
So
So I would want to ask
Accountability.
that question, what makes a good coach? Because I know that, I'm looking for schools for my son for high school, and like you said, do research. I did research on a few coaches, and I'm asked like, what about this coach, what about this coach? And sometimes I hear about their personal life.
yeah.
Please explain to me, I know that is, but it's important for the personal life. Of course, it's important what village you're raising your child in, and
Let
the
me
coach
put
is
it to
gonna be
you
that
like
village.
this. Let me put it to
Okay.
you like this. We all got kids that watch TV and say, Mama, I love Wessel Westbrook. Daddy, I love LeBron James. You love the player because you don't know the person.
Right.
Right, yeah.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's the thing. You love the player because you don't know the person. Now, once you get to know the person, you might hate the damn player. You know what I'm saying? And just being honest.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with coaches because a lot of coaches, they hold on to them titles. Oh, I'm a coach, so I can do this. Oh, I can do that. My whole thing be, I'm a mentor. I'm not a coach. You know what I mean? I'm here as a spiritual babysitter, really. And I'm gonna make sure you don't do this, you don't do that. And it's like, you know, your babysitter, you spank that hand, or whatever it may be. I sit back and let them help me.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know, I let them help me. Okay, that's your issue. Thanks for showing it to me. I'm finna help you with that.
Okay.
That's your strength. Okay, now I'm gonna make that better. You know what I mean? Because it's just like me and Keita was talking. We was talking about coaches coming out of time. I was like, you ain't drug nothing. A coach will come into your house and he'll sell you everything.
Everything, yeah.
Yep.
True.
Yeah.
He'll sell you everything, and he gonna leave out, and you ain't got nothing there, and you can get on the phone with your girl and be like, "Girl, the coach just left here. Shit, I don't know what he was talking about, but he said he'll take care of my son."
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean? And it's like, take care of my son how?
Right.
You know what I mean? And that'd be one of the things when you trying to pick and choose. You gotta have your kid look in the mirror himself and ask him, do he really want to do this?
Yeah.
It's funny
Because, go ahead.
I'm sorry, because yesterday, my sister took my son to a workout, and she was like, the coach was saying this, the coach was saying that. I was like, girl, the coach will tell you anything.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, how are you gonna work my child out? How are you gonna make him better? And once they saw that is, of course,
Because it's amazing that you say a workout. You know, and I'll be honest, like I'll walk in the gym and see it, and I don't knock nobody what they do, but somewhat I'll be honest, I do. You know what I mean? Because I don't love basketball. I'm in love with it.
Right.
So I do
It's a
it all
difference.
day, every day. Like I'm looking at critiquing this, critiquing that all day, every day. So I was in the gym one day and this kid paid like $115 to train. And he's a guard. And I'm like, damn, okay. So I walked out and the kid dad came to me. You know what I mean? And I wasn't in the mess. He said, Coach, what do you think about him? What do you think? I don't know what to think about him. What position do he play? He said, well, he played guard. I said, well, I don't know if he really played guard.
Workout.
Yeah, but the whole thing was he played guard, but he ain't make not one pass in his workout.
Right.
So can he pass? Because guards, they do pass. You know what I mean?
The
So
majority
And
of
good
the
guards pass well.
yeah, they make everybody better. But
Yes.
it's just tough. I'll be honest with you, it's tough because it's not too many voice of reasons out here no more. Like when I was in high school, you know, you had Johnny Ghost. You know, you had
JG,
yeah,
Purdy.
yeah, you had Harry Harrison. You know what I mean? And Harry Harrison be over in Northern, and he'll come over by Finney with like, hey Jermaine, what the hell you doing over here, boy? I mean, like Karen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You had Perry Watson. You had all these guys. You know, you had Bob Preston. You had guys that was really engaged into these kids and things like that. And we don't have that.
That's what we
Three
missing.
times.
That's what we missing.
Yeah.
It's
The only thing we have is when you look at, and I don't even have Facebook, but the only thing you have is Facebook conversations with you know, guys who could play in their, you know, promising system of high school, whatever it may be. Guys who left high school and went to college and probably was also everything and then didn't make it and get mad at the next person. I mean, that's what you don't have happy campers right now.
Right,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
right.
You don't have guys now who's saying, no man, we're gonna get up at 6 a.m. We're gonna go ahead and get it in and then we're gonna go back at 12:30. You don't have that consistency because if you're gonna work me out at 6 a.m. today, now you're not gonna do it tomorrow or the next day and say, oh, we'll get back with it Friday. What is it? Like one of my kids said, Coach, I'm gonna start working out at 5 a.m. And I said, who you finna start working out with? I said, who you finna start working out with? And he said, you. I say, no. Because if you work out with me at 5 a.m., we're gonna do it 25 days straight.
Right.
We ain't just finna do it now and then you say, oh, Coach, I couldn't make it tomorrow. I'm done with you.
Right,
So
right.
I'm not even gonna engage into that with you. So let's just stay with this team concept. And then after practice, work on where you're gonna get your shots at within our offense. And let's keep getting better at doing that instead of saying, you feel good today, Coach, I wanna do this. I say, yeah, that's like your first day of school. It's always easy.
Yeah.
Then the next day is all coach. I mean, you really can't deal with it, but you have to engage into your kid.
Absolutely.
So I want to piggyback on something Tiff asked a moment ago. She was talking about the coaches and how you have to do the separation when you're doing your search. I was at a game recently, and the people in the stands was taunting. They were taunting the coach so bad about his personal life, yelling everything about his personal business. And so someone said to him, like, that's why you got to separate your Facebook pages. And he's like, I don't have to do anything as long as I'm working hard when I'm here. But when I say they said everything they could think of in his personal life while he was coaching with people around watching, with his superiors there and their children and other parents. So how should they separate or is that not the people's business?
First
Well, I
thing
think if
is,
nothing else, that was enough to say that maybe you should.
He said,
Like that is
someone said that to him, like, you should maybe separate your Facebook page. He said, I don't have to do anything. It's not taking away from my coaching. Well, it kind of distracted everybody here.
and it's not a personal life
Right.
We don't even have one.
because it's on Facebook.
Right.
So it's not a personal life. You're saying what you want people to hear.
Right.
You know what I mean? And now if you're at a game coaching and somebody hollering that out, it comes with the territory.
Right.
I
It's
mean,
a distraction.
oh yeah, I've been called some of everything. I mean, but it comes with the territory. I mean, that's what it is. But the truth makes you smile.
Right.
You know what I mean? The truth makes you smile. So that's the thing about it. But, you know, and that coach probably engaged into the crowd. Yeah. Because, I mean, sometimes I do it. But it'd be for the right reason. It's not to destroy nobody. You know what I mean? None of that. So, you know, when you got something in your closet, you got to stay off of Facebook.
Right.
You know, or it's going to come back to you. Yeah, it's going to come back to you. But I just look at it like you'll have a lot of coaches that's coaching kids and then they're in the club that night. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. And it's like, nothing wrong with going to the club, but at the same time, these kids got Instagram and Facebook too. Oh, that's coach holding that bottle.
Right.
Oh, shit, that's what's up.
Right.
So now they get to practice in that thing. Like, coach, you was killing, you was clowning, you was killing. I see you had the Balenciagas on, coach. You had the Cardis on, you had the hand bottle, coach. You was just, you know how I do, my baby. Now it's a problem.
Yeah.
Right.
Because now that kid gonna do it, and the coach gonna say, what you doing? What coach I seen you doing this?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now is you my leader? Is you my father figure? Which one is it? Because I seen you doing this and I think it's cool.
Right.
You know what I mean? You gonna do what you do, but always know those kids are
It's
watching.
visible. Yeah. It's not personal. You don't have a personal life.
Nah.
And that's crazy because they are supposed to be role models, but like you said, now it's Instagram and Facebook and all these things these kids see. I see a lot of good basketball players that were from around my area. They used to be good in basketball, but now they're ready to stop school and have money and, you know, be gang and all of that stuff. So.
Yeah.
It's hard.
It's hard, very hard.
It's hard. I mean, because my biggest thing is, Coach Flowers from Henry Ford, you know, Coach.
Shout out to Flo.
Yeah, Flo. He put a post up about a football coach. He was looking for a football coach, and I just made a comment after I saw kind of all the people that were tagged, because they tagged certain people to go after the job. And this is just me, you know, I look at the people page to see who they, you know, put on there. And one of the comments I made after I looked at some of the pages, I said, when you know, think about trying to become a head football coach of a program, it's important to make sure that your personal life or the things you're doing other than that are reflective of being a professional and grooming kids. So I only said that though because when I saw the people they were tagging, I was just like, this guy got weed, this guy got a bone. Y'all tagging these people to lead our kids. Now, is it something wrong? No, but it is something wrong when you purposely show everybody that this is what you do, because everybody does something.
So coaching, you got to understand that it comes with the territory. So if you are to be a role model and coaching, being a role model is inclusive of being a coach, then that's just part of the game. So you do have to, because I don't know not one parent that's gonna say, yeah, you know what, he wrote up the best joint. Let me send my kid over there. That's not how it goes. It's like it just comes with the territory, understanding the ramifications behind it. If you do anything other than what a parent actually wants you to do, and that's implant some type of positive seeds in their children's lives, whether it's whatever perspective sport it is.
I had a video with Flowers was on his page. It was just he had the mic on while he was coaching. I tagged the coach in that too, but not to say this is good for you. I tagged him and I said to him day before yesterday, you never be able to wear a mic because you don't know how to communicate without using vulgar language. And he said, you know what, T, you right, but that's why I won't let him mic me. Just like that. And it was okay. Instead of saying, no, I can communicate, or if I knew, not me, don't see the head on?
No.
I'll show you the message when we get done here. I said, you would never be able to wear a mic because you don't know how to speak. No one would be able to watch you. Everyone would be able to watch you.
One thing for sure, coaching is not easy, and everybody think they can do it.
I totally agree it wouldn't be easy. But he said, that's why I wouldn't wear one. Right. And I guess that's what you do. You don't wear one. What
are some of the biggest challenges that you have at the prep school with student athletes your athlete students? Like, what are some of the biggest challenges? So for parents who are thinking about sending their kids to prep school, knowing like, okay, if my kid is this way or that way, this may not be the best option.
And they're away from home.
Right.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you just gotta know your kid. You know, I mean, one of the biggest challenges for me is egos.
Okay.
You know, it's egos, and you have to check those at the door. You know, because I had certain conversations with a lot of kids that's on our team now, and I told them, shit, you can pack your bags and go home. I don't need you. I can win without you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of kids have played in programs where the coach let them do what they want to do because they scared they're gonna transfer.
Yes, and that's a big problem.
And like, if you prepare to do what you gotta do, you ain't worrying about nobody transferring. You worrying about a lot of people banging on your door.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, I continuously tell a kid that, man, I don't need you. I don't need you. Like, you know, I'm trying to help you. Like, I'm good. I'm not trying to make money off of you. I'm not trying to, you know, hey, this is my kid. This is my, no. I'm trying to get you better on and off the court. And you say you want to be a pro, but a pro don't mean you playing in the NBA.
Amen. Right.
You know, you playing the semi-pro, this and that. But that's my biggest challenge, and that get checked at the door from day one. And you have issues with it because kids gonna challenge you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're gonna challenge you, but like you say, you'll get a parent to say, oh yeah, look, coach, here goes some film. My son averaged 18. Yeah, but you see who your son playing against. Yeah, I mean,
Say it again.
Right.
Your son averaging 30.
Yeah.
But did you see who your son playing against?
Exactly.
Yeah, and some people would say 30 is 30. Numbers don't lie. They do lie.
They do.
Yes, they do.
Absolutely.
Just like film
Yeah.
and highlights. Lie.
You know what I
Highlights on
mean?
your part, when you see the rest before that.
Yeah, but that's just my challenge because, like, I own a community center. I deal with kids every day, all day anyway, so it's a walk of life for me.
Right.
You know, to know different, you know, where they came from, different backgrounds and things like that.
Right.
And I learned how to deal with all of them because, like I say, I done been all over the world playing basketball overseas. I mean, I done played with a rabbi, a Hebrew,
Right.
atheist.
Right.
Like, I done played with all of them. And I understand all of them. You know what I mean? And you can't have no hatred towards none of them or no kids because of where they was brought up, who they with. Because one thing I always tell somebody, I tell people, there's a crackhead in every family. I don't give a damn if
Okay.
it's a royal family or
It is.
the Brewster Project family.
Right.
There's a crackhead in every family.
Right.
And you know, on the team, there's always gonna be one of those guys that tries to destroy this, tries to destroy that. And I realized what it is years and years to come when I was playing is a lot of people are afraid of success.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yeah.
you would say, why did you do that? That was so stupid. Afraid of success. You don't want to make it.
Right.
You know, because they fear what people tell them. I mean, you got to understand, there's a lot of kids that supposed to be high major kids, whatever it may be. They don't even know how to speak to people.
Okay, that's a
You know what
dude.
I mean? They don't even know how to speak to people. So they and you look at their caption sometime on Instagram, you be like, bro, what is you saying?
Yes, yes.
What are you talking about?
And I think that even goes like a little bit into like coaching them, right? So, you know, I walked into Tony Harrison's gym, right? And his brother LJ played professionally overseas. He was talking to two guys that he was training and taking them through a mock interview about how the media will ask you these questions, and then it could be about corn, and they'll take it and flip it, and then what you gonna do? And I thought that was very, very important because,
Yes.
like you said, they don't know how to talk to anybody. They don't know how to, even some coaches, like you writing stuff on your Instagram and it's not even a period after it. There's no punctuation and no capitalization. And although this is small stuff, it goes back to what college has taught you. It teaches you to be a professional, right?
Yeah.
Being a professional means that I can communicate verbally, written. All of this stuff is important if I want to get a job as a coach at a higher level.
Yeah.
You know, because all the coaches that we know, I would say, they coach in high school, they want to go to the next level.
Yeah.
But things like you can't stop cussing in a you know, to be mic'd up is what's going to stop you from going to that level. You not wanting to change your personal life and not let everybody see it is what's going to stop you from going to that next level. And maybe that's not what your goal is.
Well, another thing I want to add too, like when you have basketball practice, it's not indicative to say that you have to be bouncing the basketball to have basketball practice.
Right.
There's a wide variety of things that you can ties into basketball. It's okay, the first part of practice, that you sit down and have conversations about things that happen. If something comes up in my head, it's like, I think I need to address this with my kids.
Right.
So take that time and don't just make it just about basketball, because in reality, we already know it's coming, and it happened. You know, after a tournament, guy asked Xavier a question. I'm like, wait a minute, what happened? And then I'm hearing the ums and the ahs, and I said, I don't even think you were actually listening to the gentleman ask you the question. So first of all, you have to listen first,
Right.
so you can have the ability to answer the question properly. So, but you know, we do them fake, you know, mock
interview.
So,
Yes.
so my son isn't a big talker, we all know that, but except at home or the kid house.
Yes.
So what we do is to help him verbalize, because I don't let him text, and he's not able to text abbreviations and things like that. He's just not allowed. We don't do that because you need to use your words.
Yeah.
And also, so we got Rashad Phillips. We all know Rashad Phillips, right? His verbiage, language, his pronunciation, his English is awesome. So all day we sit and watch Rashad Phillips and we critique him. And that's hard to do because that child, that young man, hey, Shad, he speaks well, he speaks fluently, and he's versatile. So the reason why I pick him to have him watch is because you can watch him here on the screen with people you know, with people you want to meet, and he can also come to the house. So I want him to be able to personalize the conversation. This is a person. This is not just someone on TV that's reading the script. This is someone that can come and sit in your home. And that's why we use him to talk, because we all know Jamal's not a talker. But he can verbalize very well, and it's because I make him study people who verbalize. And it's a personal person. So it's not just somebody he thinks he's watching. LeBron said this. LeBron who? Rashad said this, and Rashad come and sit in your living room and say the same thing.
Exactly.
And that's why we use him as our example in my home.
I have a question. So I know you probably don't have it now, you don't experience it right now, but I know through youth basketball, when you're having your teams and everything, how do you address the parent? I'm not gonna even just say dads, because you have some moms that's like this as well. That's trying to overcoach you, because then it affects the other children on the team, not just their kid. They are, you're affecting other children on the team. How do you address that? Like,
First thing, like I say, I always invite the parents to practice. And I tell the parents, verbatim, like, only average people rush for garbage. You know what I mean? Only average people rush for garbage. Like, and I'll show them, like, because I still have my AU teams and things like that, but I don't get into the, oh, we got to go here, or we got to go there. No, I'm going to build you up to where when you get in ninth grade, people going to say, who is that? I've never seen him before.
Right.
And you're going to be fundamentally sound all the way around.
Yeah.
But I always have meetings with our parents, and I give them a layout sheet of who I am, what we're going to do, and I want you to be there to see it. I want you to be there to see it, because a lot of coaches will throw parents out of the gym because they try to coach them. And I have had that situation, and one time I stopped and like, hey, you want to coach the team? I asked the parent, like, hey, you want to coach the team? Nah, man, but he what? He here to learn. He here to learn. So whether you can let him learn or take him to another program, because we ain't finna have that here.
right.
And that's one of the things that some coaches, they don't understand. I'm not saying, oh, you got to put a parent in their place, but to make a parent respect what you're doing is the best way to have the best experience for the child. You know what I mean? And it's funny because I've between daddy coaches and I always, don't laugh, we say daddy coaches a lot, because we do get a lot of people who, I was a mama coach, but I'm gonna tell you, I was totally different, but but it's just sad when you have to, unfortunately, because you will get some coaches that you don't have control over, okay?
Yeah.
My son is at a school, unfortunately, and he had to play JV, and I didn't have control over that.
Right.
So I had to teach him how to deal with it. And I think the part that parents don't understand is teaching your child how to deal with what's going on with the coaches, no matter who it is, right, wrong, indifferent. How can you be better for this coach or for this program? Because at the end of the day, you the one got to go in there and work hard and bust your butt to make the coach play you. So that's a huge. You guys, because I want to get into.
I was going
We on the same
We're on the
page.
same page, right.
So, you're at Spire, okay? How many kids from Detroit do you have on your teams? Because you got 2 teams, so I know they're both.
I think on my post grad team, 3.
Okay.
And on my high school team, it's 4.
Okay.
How long have you been there? I don't think you
I
have.
just been there 1 year.
Just
Okay,
first
so,
year.
okay, good. Okay.
Where are some of the other people from? The other children?
From the Congo.
Here.
Yeah, from some guys from France.
Okay.
I had a kid from Hungary,
Diverse.
and
Which is beautiful for
Yeah.
Detroit
yeah,
players,
so they
students,
Right,
to
to
even
get
know like
access
about,
to, that's right,
Yeah.
diversity.
LA.
Anywhere you can think of.
everywhere.
Right. Okay.
Now, not they so dumb. So now, when okay, put like this. I'm gonna just when you got to Spire, we saw like, okay, this kid coming. Oh, nah, this kid coming.
It's like everybody was belling. It was
Right. It was like it was like the Spire Jermaine Jackson draft of the defense. And it's so crazy because every week we like, okay, who next? Okay, who next? And then my son came home like, Mom, I need to go visit. I'm like, boy, your daddy ain't about to let you go. But my biggest question, I guess, is when you started to recruit, because at the end of the day, you gotta do your job.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what happened, you gotta do your job. When you started to recruit, what was your thought process about what people would think from Detroit?
Oh, good question.
You don't care.
I know it's a horrible question,
Right,
but
She know I don't give a damn about what
Right,
You know what I mean? And one thing I spiritually have learned that, like, you know, when the devil cooking, you see smoke.
okay,
When God cooking, you don't see no smoke.
okay,
You know what I mean?
And that's
the thing about it, I didn't go to nobody's house and come play for me. Hey, come play for me. I didn't go into all that. You know what I mean? And it's just a situation to where when you get this guy, kids recruit kids.
facts.
You know what I mean? Kids
Yeah,
recruit kids.
true.
Put it
That's
to you
true.
like that. And I mean, like, I ain't gonna hold shit back. I mean, the whole thing is like, I was dealing with Myron Gardner. That's what I was dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because I know his situation. I mean,
Right.
I know he just home with his mom, and she don't know a damn thing about basketball.
Right.
Right.
Because
You
she's
see
not
what I'm
watching our
saying?
podcast.
Yeah. I'm just saying. I mean, she's the sweetest lady in the world, but she don't know basketball.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it wasn't even about Myron come play with me. You know, I was helping him out for AAU. You know,
Right.
he was out of shape. He had hurt his ankle, and you hear people talking, Myron this, Myron that. I say, shit, Myron Gardner, the best player on his team. No, he ain't. No, he ain't. All right, let me get him for 3 weeks. So now, in the midst of that, next thing you know, here come Georgetown, here come Kansas State, here come this, and I'm in the stands, and I hear coach like, damn, look at his body. Damn, he in shape. Damn, he this. Damn, he that. So now, you put that in him. You don't think he gonna go to his boy and say, bro, you need to come and do this.
Exactly.
You need to do that.
Right,
You need to do that.
right,
You need to do that. So now, it was never about me having conversations with coaches.
Right.
You know, and like when Myron came to play for me, you know, I heard a little chattering at the school from the coaches. Jermaine didn't do this. Jermaine didn't do that. Jermaine didn't do that. Yeah, but Jermaine will coach your ass in circles.
Hey.
You know what I mean? Jermaine will outwork you. Jermaine,
Right,
I mean,
right.
you speaking on me, and I don't even engage into speaking to none. I don't even know half of these guys.
Right.
And it's Jermaine, this Jermaine. That. Well, keep watching me.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say, so when it was all stirring up, the first thing I told Bae, I said, let me tell you something. I don't care how many kids he get. I don't care who he get them from. I don't care if they come on him. One thing I know is that they're gonna be better when they leave him because that's what he does.
Yeah. I appreciate
And
that.
I put that on anything, and I'm gonna tell you, it's only so many coaches in our state, unfortunately, that you can say that about.
Right.
Yeah.
Jamal said that same thing to me. He's like, Mom, Rocket going to play with Jermaine Jackson Sr. He about to be a beast for real now.
Exactly. So that's a blessing. I mean, and I don't, you know, and that's why I say, is it really about the kids? Because if you knew Jermaine, you would be saying it's a blessing for those kids.
Right. Exactly.
You would be saying that, and
But
that's.
the
But
thing
you know,
is, Keita, they do know me.
They do.
oh well.
But the whole thing is, but you know, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said like 30 minutes ago, you have people that
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
shared your dream with,
Right.
that you're not with. So now they'll start pulling, he ain't this, he ain't that. It's okay, you can come with me.
Right.
I just know who you are.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can come and coach with me, you can come and do whatever, but I understand I know who you are.
Right.
I don't hate you, I know who you are, I know what you're about.
Right.
And
So
that's the
if I-
best way to be with any person.
Yeah,
That's
because-
like to be able to still deal with you because I know who you are.
And that's the,
Yeah.
because think about this, you don't never hear people say, Jermaine asked me for this.
Right.
Jermaine asked me for that. I don't ask nobody for nothing. And I never have coming up.
Right.
You know, I'm sorry, I asked Howard Isley for a pair of NBA socks. And he
H.
gave me some Utah Jazz tights. He gave me one sock, and he said, when you get to the league, you can get the other one.
Oh, man.
I know that's right.
You know what I mean? And shit, I
That's
got a whole
motivation.
bunch of-
So
Yeah.
he only gave
Right.
one.
So So
You know what I
where your
mean?
socks at?
It was only worth
I still got
Right
it.
up front, say,
Hey, I'll be
$65.
honest with you, and I still got the tights.
Those your socks you earned.
I still got it. You know what I mean?
Motivation.
And that's what it is. But like I say, when those kids, like with me, I'll take any kid. I don't need a 30-point score.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'll take any kid, because I don't just sit back and say, oh yeah, look who I got, and we good. No, I put these, like one of the kids said, no, somebody said Spire don't run no offense. We don't run offense. I think we're 26-1,
Right.
something like that. But we don't run no offense. But my whole thing is kids create offense.
Right.
Exactly. That's the
You
truth.
know.
Defense wins championships.
You know what I mean? Kids.
But did
know
you hear
I
what
mean?
he said? He said kids create offense.
Offense, right.
And I'm making this a point because when parents call me and they ask me about their kids and training and all that, and the things I tell them, your kid need to be able to shoot, create his or her own shot, handle the ball if you want an offensive kid. Other than that, you're going to have different issues here and there because you want the kid to score 30. Well, if they can't do those three things, it's going to be hard to score 30.
Right.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So those skills are necessary when, depending on what kind of kid or
Yeah.
player you're trying to create.
Yeah, because it's like with our team. I mean, I'll be honest, we got so much talent, it's crazy. But the way they're able to excel is I don't hold them back from nothing that they can do.
Exactly.
I mean, some of our kids that come across half court and pull it. No lie. I'm like, good shot. You know what
Girl,
I mean?
wait. High school. All day long.
You know what I mean? Because they
See him
practice
tomorrow.
it. Yeah, they practice it.
Right, right,
You know what I mean? They're in the gym practicing. Shoot it.
right.
Shoot it from there. I mean, I'm telling you, if you've seen like footage of our games, you'd be like, that's a bad shot. Is it really?
Right.
Right.
If you can make it, how's it a bad
Bad
shot?
shot, right.
If that three, I'll tell all our kids, visualize that 3-point line out there. Shoot it from anywhere.
Right.
Visualize the line. Yeah, visualize that line is not there.
Work
So,
your butt off to make
and
that
that's the
ball
thing.
go in the basket.
and so now, I mean, it's like I get so many text messages and so many calls about, I want to come to Spire, I want to come to Spire, I want to come to Spire. Come,
Come on.
come. I'm not knocking you, but I'm not gonna promise you playing time.
Right. Right.
But I'm gonna promise you that you're gonna get better.
You get, and that's
important.
Yeah.
That's
and I think
important.
that's one thing that, like, a coach should always, no matter what, player 1 through 15 should get better.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's, to me, that's what to me defines a really good coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I say that wholeheartedly when we talk about Mark White, and he had all those good guys, like top of this, but Marcus Stout, Marcus Stout just ran the office.
Yeah.
But Marcus Stout is in the Fordham University Hall of Fame.
Right now.
Because when he got to college, he was able to do his thing because of what he was taught by his high school coach.
Absolutely.
Right.
Which goes back to the
Yeah.
conversation we had about if I'm a scorer, but I'm 5, or let's just say 6 feet, let's just say 5'10", 5'9", I'm a scoring point guard, how are you gonna prepare me to be a point guard on the next level?
Right.
Because at 5'9", 5'10", I'm not gonna be a scorer in college.
Right.
How many coaches we know have not instilled those same principles for a point guard
Right.
to be able to do both?
Right.
Whether you go to a school that's gonna let you score like that, or you go to a school that's gonna demand that you be a leader and run the offense. And I see it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comment.
And there's a lot of those coaches that don't know how to do that.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And they're afraid to reach out to somebody and
ask.
show me how to do
Get
that.
Exactly.
And
that's
That's what we
the
lack.
lesson.
That's what we.
Yeah.
And then you go
like
back and you say Harry Harrison and all those guys, not only did they come out and care, they talk to each other.
Right.
And they learn from each other. And they
Right.
work together, even though they had to compete against each other.
Right.
That's true.
Right.
And these coaches,
Our egos.
Yeah.
uh-huh.
That's
Egos
the-
are too big
that's
to
our
go and
big-
get the help you need to
Yeah.
make your people successful.
That's one of our Detroit's
Egos.
problems.
Yeah.
If you can take a little bit of this
Yeah.
coach, a little bit of this coach, a little bit of this coach, a little bit of this coach, you'll have a great coach. But since they don't want to share knowledge, it's not gonna happen.
I'm taking from everybody.
Think
And,
about
and
the
hey,
kids.
say it again.
Yeah.
That's one thing I tell my son. Don't repeat the wheel if you don't have to. You see somebody doing something good, you steal that.
Yeah.
You take
Right.
that and you add that to you.
Uh-huh, that's yours
But
now.
they talking about, I want to, whoever is successful, I want some of that.
Yeah.
Right.
I want to know how you did it, whatever you did. And I'm following that. To be a great leader, you got to be a great follower.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's half the problem too with it.
We have a viewer, this is for Jermaine, we have Brian Alexander, yes.
Ah.
He said,
Hey,
yes.
Brian.
He said we take the unknown kids and make them known.
Yes.
And he said also, selfishness and egos.
Egos,
Got to
egos,
be
egos,
removed.
egos.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just pop those little bubbles and we'll be good.
Yes.
Okay, I have a question. So for all of us basketball heads,
Mhm.
you know, that's going from gym to gym,
Oh my God.
high school,
Oh,
middle school, college. It's about your son. Where is your son? Cause you know I was looking for him.
Right.
You know, like where he at?
Well,
Right.
he's been training a lot. He's been training
Okay.
a lot with different NBA guys, different NBA trainers, and
Okay.
he'd be up at Spire with me training also.
Right.
Yeah, he'd be training. So I'll be honest with you. I think he's in the best place he's been in the last 2-3 years.
Good.
He's
Yeah,
such a
we
good
miss
him.
kid.
We miss him.
And I say that because he gets hate and grief because of me.
Right, right.
You know what I mean?
Dang
Like,
it.
if you really sat down and met him, you'd be like, damn, like he's a great kid. And I mean, with all the turmoil and things that
Right.
his dad go through or whatever it may be, he's still able to smile with it or whatever it may be. But like I say, he's the last probably like a year and a half, he's been kind of hurt. You know what I mean? From, you know, situations
Right.
to where
Right.
you know, and guys live on the past. And not saying he's living on the past because he's fresh into what he's doing. And it's like when he didn't get a chance to be voted for Mr. Basketball.
Right.
Oh,
You know,
yes.
and I told him
Yeah.
that shit
That
ain't
ain't-
because of you. That's because of me.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
That's because of me.
My bad.
Exactly.
Right.
And guess what? You can't live off of that trophy anyway.
Exactly.
Tell me who got Mr. Basketball 5 years ago.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, I understand you want it because you competing, but young fella, understand this. From 9th grade to 12th grade, you've been double teamed your whole career.
Right.
And you've been
Still
averaging
making it
28,
happen.
29.
Exactly.
Still
At
making it
5'8", 5'9". You
Right.
good.
You
Right,
good.
you're right.
You good.
That's
Don't
your
worry
Mr.
about that.
Basketball
You know
right
what I
there.
mean?
So your kid is a great kid to me. Let me say, I don't let kids follow me on Instagram, but I always go to their pages, and I appreciate that your son, I always see him on the younger guys, like our kids' pages, when they post their little videos and things like that. Like, good job, bro. Keep
Yeah.
working. And I
Right.
appreciate that
Yeah.
about him.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know him personally besides going to watch him, but I do appreciate that. I always see him on the younger guys' page.
Yeah.
Good job, bro.
Encourage him.
Keep
Yeah.
working. I see you, bro.
Yeah.
And tell him I appreciate that from him. And I go to all our babies' pages to see what's going on. And I
Right.
see him on there a lot. Congratulating them,
Yeah.
telling them to work hard, motivating them. And I think
Yeah.
that's great for
I
him.
Cash
will.
is
a good dad.
Yeah.
How is it? You have a younger son as well.
Yeah.
So how is it?
He's something else.
Oh, wow. You know I have a younger son that looks up. Cody mocks everything that Chauncey does. Like he loves them. The other day, he was in the room and he kept saying 1, 2, 3, execute or something. And I'm like, bro, where did you get that from? What are you talking about? Like, stop saying that. And he's like, that's what Coach Ward told. That's what we do at practice. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, they sponges. They,
yeah.
They
So how do you,
Execute.
yeah. So how do you? I know he looks up to his brother. I know he do. And I know they probably night and day. But how do you balance that? You know.
He in his own world. Like he's a different kid.
Mhm.
He ain't. He don't look up. I mean, he looks up to his brother, but he wants to defeat him. In
Everything, yeah.
Everything.
He's competitive.
He'll tell, like, it was snow outside a couple weeks ago. Let's go out and play. Let's go out and play. Because he really think he can beat him. Like, yeah, he really think it. But he's more of a football guy, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll throw that ball down. He'll throw that basketball down for that football. But
that's
that's
good.
but I mean that's just how I was though. I didn't start playing basketball until 11th grade in high school.
Okay.
You know, I was playing football. But I mean he's like his daddy, and my oldest boy is like his mom.
Okay.
Like my youngest boy, I tell him all the time, I gotta put you in a boxing class because you gonna have to learn to fight. Because somebody gonna knock you out. You know what I
You know what it sound like though? 'Cause I always say the younger ones are like Drew and Chuck.
Yeah.
Like Drew the tough one. Drew,
Yes.
Drew, he gonna be something else. Drew Bailey boy, that kid.
Yeah.
But I look at your son and your youngest son, I'm like, dang, they big brothers always make the little brothers so.
They make them
Yeah,
tougher.
you know,
Yeah.
Tony Tolbert and Brian Tolbert, like,
That's
You
what
X
he
and
is.
Tyler.
yeah, like they just
Tyler
wanna
got
beat
them
them.
hands. I'm like, you gonna catch one day. I'm telling you, you gonna wait till you sleep. You gonna catch it. I'm telling you.
Just don't hug them. Just don't hug them hard.
Yes.
So my, I'm gonna get to this because we got about, 10 minutes
Yeah.
left. What is your ultimate goal? Like, being where you are, you've been so many places, you've experienced so many things. What's your ultimate goal? I mean, whether it's yours in itself or for your kids, your coaching, or your kids, your
I think
children.
I think that's a great question because I don't think I never reach it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I feel you.
Yeah, I don't think I'll never reach it because, like, like my little nieces, they got kids, and I see them with the ball in their little, you know, the little plastic thing. I'm like, damn, I can't wait till we get older. You know what I mean? And it's like, I'll say I'll never reach it because I want to be in too many places at one time.
Amen.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like being honest, like I see little Chauncey, I see little Rob, and I see kids, and I'm like, damn, I can't wait to get older. Like I promise you, that's how I be. I'll be looking at kids' highlights, and I'll be like, the hell is he doing? No, he got to do that another way. Let me get his number. Let me, you know what I mean? And my biggest thing be like, let's get in the gym. Let's get in the gym. Let's get in the gym. You know what I mean? Like, because like I say, with me having my own gym, we be in the gym at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. You know, and like my whole AAU team will stay at the house. I bring my whole Spire team. Like we at the house and just showing them and teaching them different things. And like we have a situation. Yeah. You know, it's just that thing. Like I don't never think I'll reach my ultimate goal. Like I was in the midst of writing a book called Dying Empty. You know, and I don't never think that'll happen because like it's crazy, but it's like at 5:55 I'm talking basketball with Larry Brown. 6:15 I'm on the phone with Jerry Stackhouse. You know what I mean? 8 o'clock I'm on the phone with Perry Watson. You know what I mean? It is like it's a gift and a curse to me.
Yes.
Because you know so much, and then you talk to people and you be like, damn, dog, what are you talking about? Bro, let me show you this. Let me show you this platform here. Take it. Like I have gave so many people in Detroit like a platform. Like, bro, do this right here. Good. And no, I can't do that cause. Bro, do this right here. Good. Like I'll be honest with you. When I went to Spire, it was 3 people. I said, yo, come with me. Come with me. Nah, man, because they didn't. The board was clear.
They didn't see the dream, right?
They didn't see it. You know what I mean? I'm like, come on, man. And it was, nah. Okay, I'm telling you what I'm about to do. I'm telling you what I'm about to do. You know what time it is. You know, because think about it, when we was at Mount Clemens, I didn't have one Division I basketball player on my team when we first got going.
Thanks.
And next thing you know, I was the biggest cheater in the world. I was the biggest cheater in the world with 8th and 9th graders. Guys playing JV, none of the guys played varsity basketball, and I became the biggest cheater in the world. Why? Because I put a 42-day plan together for all the kids.
And if you know anything about the 42-day plan, we talked to somebody who talked about that. So
now it's a whole different.
To it.
Damn, how he got him? I've been had him. When he was with you, he wasn't no good, but now he's good because we putting the work in.
Very wise.
You know what I mean?
42-day
Those type of situations.
Jermaine, we got a viewer question, and then you can go ahead, Bang. Kennard William asks, would Jermaine recommend a kid who's talented but not quite ready to contribute in college to go to a prep school or try to redshirt for college?
But the thing is, how you know you're not ready to contribute at a college? That shows you haven't done your homework at whatever college it may be. You know what I mean? So you can never say you're not college ready because that summer school time that you get going into college, you see where you at and you see what you have to do.
So there's other factors that would go into that.
Absolutely.
Be able to determine what type of outcome that probably would happen.
Do you think people choose prep school because, like when they think about it, because you said most people are afraid to succeed. So instead of me saying I'm gonna go to college, like I was taught, like we were all taught, I'm gonna work my butt off when I get to this school because I know everybody will be as good as me. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to be the man right away, so I'm gonna go to prep school, or I'm gonna wait a year. You know, do you think that's the majority of reasons why people choose prep school?
It is, and another thing is too, you know, you can go to the NBA draft and post grad.
Right.
Wow.
You know, so now a lot of people be like, shit, I'm going to high school, I'm going to go to post grad, and I'm going pro. I ain't going to college.
Right.
You know what I mean? I ain't going to college. You know what I mean? But a lot
and
of
there's nothing wrong with that for people, our listeners. I mean, I'm with you because you said it earlier. You know, we put all this stuff into education, and we say the books, and it's the right way to teach our kids. But at the end of the day, I was just talking yesterday, like, what subjects do we use? You know, what did I learn? Why is the first 2 years of college a redo of high school? Well, that's to make money. For that extra money that they need to make to make sure we in debt. You know what I mean? But go ahead.
I have one question. We got 5 minutes. He just came in. Jermaine, if you could tell young athletes that's aspiring to play sports professionally one thing what would it be?
Fall in love with what you do.
Yep.
And just don't let nobody tell you, baby, you ain't good at that. You
Yeah,
ain't
that's
good
what
at
happened with Jamal to back your prep school. Jamal was like, well, Mom, I'm going prep. I was like, oh, okay, where you going to get some money from? But he was like, well, I'm going prep. I was like, well, why do you want to go prep? You're going to finish school. You owe me, because we got a deal. You owe me 2 years of college, no babies until after 25. So we got this deal. No, you're going to finish our process. He's like, no, I'm going prep because everybody keeps saying I'm too short to play D1. So I'm just going to go prep because they're going to make me ready to play D1. So his want to go to prep reason was what you said. He doesn't think, because somebody classified him, you know, and he's in his head now, he doesn't think he's going to be able to do whatever he wants to do from where he is. And that's why he said he's going prep. I don't know how, but that's what he's doing.
I think, and I'll tell y'all this, I think one of the biggest reasons kids go prep is because we have coward men in basketball in the city of Detroit.
Ding, 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 ding.
And what I mean by that, like, people will say, oh, there's a Jermaine Jackson rule.
Oh, yeah, I heard of that.
You know what I mean? And it's like,
Wait, we have Jermaine Jackson.
Is it Jermaine Jackson?
Explain
You
to
know what I
those
mean?
who don't know what
Yeah,
that
'cause I don't know
is.
either.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard it was Jermaine Jackson rule from kids transferring from one school to another school.
Yeah.
whatever
The
it
transfer
is.
date stuff, they call that the Jermaine Jackson. They
They
call
do.
that the Jermaine Jackson rule.
But
Okay.
see,
You
look,
ruined it
a
for
lot of
everybody.
people- Yeah, and you know what though? If I did, I love it.
Right,
You
right.
know why? Because what people don't understand is high school basketball is an after-school activity.
Yes.
Right.
Teach them, Jay.
What other high school activity you know got all those rules?
Right.
Teach
Because they
them.
want to control the what? They want to control the narrative.
Exactly.
Your kid can do this, your kid can't do
Can't do
that.
that, right.
So now when these kids see other kids on ESPN playing in front of sold-out crowds, they're like, hold on, why we can't do this?
Right.
Because you're stuck into the boys' club with the after-school activity. You know what I
Exactly,
mean?
right.
So now, if everybody say, you know what, let's get all our kids, and we can have a game on our own association on
Yes,
Tuesday,
say it again.
and then have another game on whether it's Friday and Saturday. Now you got 3 games a week.
Right.
Now you got everybody come see you. Now you done played 35 to 45 games. Now it's a whole different situation.
On your own without somebody running.
So
It's bigger
now
than
they really,
basketball. It's bigger
right,
than
so now they
basketball.
really gonna hate me because now I got a whole lot of money behind me to where I'm gonna try to change all that narrative to where these kids can go play wherever they wanna play where they ain't gotta be shut down with one rule. So,
That's right.
you know, that's the whole thing.
Yep.
Well, I appreciate everything.
So, thank
that
you
we
so
are so
much.
thankful.
And I didn't get not one tough question. Y'all have me over here sweating. I'm
We
like,
gotta have half of the tough ones.
Okay.
We thank you very
Okay.
much for coming,
It's your appetite.
spending your time in Detroit today.
Yes.
As we know, you have to get back for practice. We'd like to thank our sponsors. Go ahead.
We gotta thank our sponsors. We got Horatio Williams, who does everything we ask him. We got Enjoy Detroit, who always sponsors our apparel. We have some other people who I can't think of
Our
right
lemonade.
now. Oh, we got the House of Lemonade guy who sometimes gives us lemonade when we're being nice to him.
We still love them.
We love him to death. And everybody who supports us, thank you. And thank you
Thank
so
you
much
being
for
our
coming.
special
Thank you
guest.
so much
We
for
appreciate
coming.
it.
Great
Definitely have
conversation.
you back
Thanks
on.
so
And
much.
the boys need to come to Spire.
I got
Yeah,
you.
we coming. That's not
Bring
I
the
got
bus.
you. I got
Get
you.
bumped around a little bit. Thank you
That's
so
a
much
wrap.
for coming.
Thank you, ladies.
Great. Speaking in basketball.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh,
Man, it's the first time I've been around at the table with a lot of women.